Hi everyone, welcome back to Alice on the Giant Bookshelf. Today we're going to be looking at the first quarter of 2023. Am I having a quarter year crisis? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name's Alice and I have way too many books. And today I thought I would check in on what happened in the first quarter of the year. I am well aware we are long past the end of the quarter. I'm filming this on the 19th of April. I did intend to film it sooner, but I haven't been well. So yeah, let's check in on the quarter anyway. I am going to include all the books that I've read up till now, because this is when I'm doing the check-in, and it is what it is. So now this is a tag that I believe was put together last year by Roisin over at Roisin's Reading, and I will link her channel in the description down below. But it's traditional after March to check in on the first quarter of the year on Booktube and reflect on how things are going. So here that is. The first question in this tag is, how many books have you read so far? I have read 55 books so far. I've just checked and a surprising amount of those actually have been in April. So I think we were under 50 back at the end of March, but yeah, that can't be helped. Question 2 is, have you already found a book you think might be a 2023 favourite? I have had some 5 stars this year so far. I actually had 3 in the month of March, but I don't think I had a 5-star initially until sort of right at the end of February. I have had maybe about 5 stars now. I can't remember. So there have been books that I've really enjoyed this year. My absolute top favourite of the year so far would have to be Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. I read this for the Women's Prize for Fiction longlist and I absolutely loved it. The main character Demon will live on in my heart for a long time, and I thought my first experience of reading Barbara Kingsolver's writing was absolutely wonderful. So this is my top favourite of the year so far. There have been others that were good contenders that have received 5 stars, but yeah, by far and away, Demon Copperhead is the best book that I've read this year so far. The third question is, have there been any 1-star reads or your least favourite book of the year? I don't think I've actually had a 1-star read. I did DNF one book and I don't think that was a bad book. I just wasn't really feeling into it. Only one DNF so far, and I have only really read a couple of books that I haven't enjoyed, and I would say the sort of lowest rating I've probably given to anything has been maybe a 2-star. Probably my least favourite book of the year so far will come as no surprise to a lot of people. I read it for the Booktube prize. I really did try hard with this book. I tried so hard, and I did finish it after DNFing it last year. I went back and finished it, and it just wasn't a book for me. I can see why other people love this, but I didn't love it. It's just was too political for me, and I didn't get on with how the animals were written as characters. It just didn't work for me. But saying that, I know it's a very popular book, and that book was Glory by No Violet Bulawayo. Unfortunately, my least favourite of the year so far. Question 4 is my most read genre of the year so far. If you'd have said mystery, I would have believed you, but not so. My stats on Storygraph tell me it is literary. I know Storygraph does classify books into multiple categories, so it definitely has done this here, but it says that I've read 15 literary and 13 mystery. Also up near the top we have historical, which I'm surprised about, with 10 books. Classics with 9 books, although I personally thought that what they've classified as classics is not very accurate. Claims that I've read 9 contemporary books, but scrolling through those, I would say all of those were literary. I will show my graph over this side so that you can see what other genres have come up. As I say, there's definitely some crossover between genres and books appearing in multiple genres. But yeah, I would definitely say I have been reading a lot of literary fiction. I've been reading for the Booktube Prize, I've been reading for the Women's Prize, and that has definitely stacked up the amount of literary fiction I've read this year. Question 5 is a book that surprised you. I can't say that there's something that has really surprised me so much. I was quite surprised by the extent of how much I loved a very popular book of this year, which was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I was expecting to like this, but I really liked it and got so into it, read it so quickly. So that was kind of a surprise. I can't really think of any negative surprise that I've had this year. One book that was a really pleasant surprise was the second book I read for my Crime Syndicate subscription. That was Into the Dark by Fiona Cummins. I read this as a buddy read with Jennifer from Jennifer Loves Books, and I just thought that this was like full on, so crazy. Like, this book is mad. It's mad, and I loved it. I was so there for that. So that was a great surprise at a time where I really wanted a thriller that was really good, and it really hit the spot for me, even though it was bordering on the ridiculous. So that was a lovely surprise. And my subscription has been a great surprise throughout the year, because I'm just really enjoying encountering these new authors and these new crime books that I wouldn't have thought of buying for myself. So it's been brilliant getting a Crime Syndicate subscription book every month. Question 6 is a book that's come out in 2023 already that you want to read but haven't yet. I've got it on my shelf because I was kindly sent this by the Tandem Collective. So this is an ad PR product that they sent me. Yeah, I haven't read it yet and I'm desperate to. And it's Nikki French's latest book, The Favour. If you haven't been around on my channel for very long, you maybe don't know that Nikki French are a husband and wife writing team. And I love their books. I have about 4 of their back catalogue left to read. This is their brand new book that came out last month. And I am so excited to get to read this. I think this one is about somebody who unexpectedly turns up in somebody else's life after a period of years and asks for a favour, and it's about how things descend from there. And Nikki French always do a wonderful job for me of combining like ordinary daily life, and they write that so well with what happens when something goes wrong with that. They are fantastic at that. It's definitely their best feature. So I'm hugely looking forward to The Favour, and I'm hoping I can squeeze it in very soon. So the next question is one goal you've made that you're succeeding at. And question 8 is one goal you need to focus on. So let's have a quick look back at what my goals were. I didn't set myself very many set in stone goals, I remember, but I did also set some plans, which I think was my way around setting goals. So I had 3 main goals. One was to read 30 books I own before buying more. I failed that. I read 25 and I'm not sorry. I'm not. I read 25 books from my giant TBR. I'm pleased with that. I probably set it a bit too high at 30. Didn't achieve that one. The second one was get my TBR down to 100, but down to 150 first. And I have so far got my TBR wavering around the 170 books mark. I don't know yet what's going to be the outcome of April, so yeah, that isn't going great. And the third set in stone goal was to read 52 plus books from the giant TBR. I probably am succeeding in that one because I think I read 8 from the giant TBR last month. I think I maybe read 7 in February and 10 in January. So that has definitely gone well. I'm off to a good start with that one at least. My plans, I'm not caught up on these plans at all. So I said I would read a book a month from my mum's shelf. I started that in January with To the Lighthouse, which I still haven't finished. So I haven't done that one yet at all. I said I would read a book from or set in another country every month. I would need to check on that to see if I have made it, but I'm gonna say I haven't quite achieved that yet. Pretty sure I achieved it in January and February. Not sure about March. Oh, I did, because I read The Three Musketeers, which was from France, so did achieve that actually. So far, I said I would read non-fiction every month. I failed that in March, but I'm sure I can get back on track and read at least 12 non-fiction books this year. And I wanted to read more sci-fi and fantasy, which I don't think I've really done yet. But I did read more last month from the Discworld series, and previous to that I did read some Ray Bradbury. I read The Martian Chronicles, which was definite sci-fi. Yeah, it's not going too badly, but I think I do need to probably improve on that one a little bit. That's my goals and plans. The last question on this tag is new to you booktubers or bookstagrammers for 2023 that you recommend. I've been quite bad at finding new channels lately. 2 new channels that spring to mind that I'm really enjoying watching since the start of this year, both of which I think I've ended up finding through the Women's Prize. And the first one is Charlotte Malloy. Charlotte's got a lovely channel. She lives in Bali and she's made quite a few videos so far about the various prizes, the International Booker, the Women's Prize. I think I first came across Charlotte seeing her Women's Prize for Fiction predictions. She has a lovely channel. Really enjoy her style, and she has a beautiful backdrop in Bali with all the sort of sights and sounds of living in Bali. It's absolutely brilliant. Urge you to check out Charlotte's channel. The other channel, who is a wonderful creator who I have met through the Women's Prize for Fiction, and specifically through the plod along that I'm hosting with Gemma from Gemma Books and Charlie from Charlie Book Reads. They have been following along with our plod along and got chatting to them through this, and that is the lovely Kit over at Kit the Reader. I absolutely love Kit's style of presentation on their channel. I just think Kit is eloquent in the way that they talk about their books that they are enjoying, and I just find their videos really calm, and I enjoy a calm presentation style basically. So 2 absolutely lovely creators, Charlotte and Kit, both new to me this year. Definitely check both of them out. I will link both of their channels in the description down below. And they both have absolutely fabulous bookish content for different moods. So do go and check out Kit and Charlotte. So that is all the questions on the quarter year crisis book tag. Am I having a crisis? I don't actually think I am. I seem to have read quite a lot in the first quarter of the year. I may not be succeeding with all of my goals, but I'm trying, and that's the important bit. Will I reduce the giant TBR to 100? Who knows? Unlikely at the rate that I'm buying books, but I feel sure that I can get it down to 150 at least, and we'll see where we go from there. That's been my check-in for the first quarter of 2023. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please do give it a like. Please do consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I would love to hear from you in the comments. What have been your favourite books or your least favourite books of 2023 so far? And have you got any goals that you want to work on in the rest of the year? Thanks for watching, and I hope very much to see you all again soon for another video all about books here on Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. Bye for now.